Over the past year, several of the $1 million vehicles in Jailbreak have gotten revamped, both in design and in stats. Therefore, I think it's a good time to refresh my ranking of the 1 million vehicles and compare all 9 of them. I will not include the Blade as it doesn't exist in the game anymore. In general, when ranking these vehicles, I'm mainly looking at their looks, their stats, and how often I find myself using them. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get started. In last place, we have the Sloop. This vehicle has become a massive meme and is now widely regarded as one of the fastest vehicles in the game. However, putting the memes aside, this vehicle is just not good. It only works on water and it's incredibly slow. It can't even go over 40 miles per hour. There's simply no purpose of using this vehicle, and I pretty much never use it, so it comes in last place. Then we have the tank. For trolling purposes, this vehicle is one of the best you're gonna find. I still find it really fun to join the cop team and then waste like 30k on trolling. However, it's not good for actual gameplay as the top speed is 75 miles per hour, making this one of the slowest vehicles in the game. I also don't like the look of the tank. I think it looks really basic, and I think this one really could use a design revamp, even though it was added less than a year ago. The cannon is also a little hard to aim. I really wish there was crosshairs on it. I don't know why there aren't. Overall, a very fun vehicle, but not the best by any means. Then we have the monster truck. This vehicle got a really cool design revamp back in July. My one nitpick with this revamp is that you can't really change the headlights color, but besides that, this vehicle looks really nice. It's a huge upgrade over the original. It also got a slight speed buff, which I really appreciate, and this vehicle is really solid. It seats a lot of people, so it's really good for teams. Even though I don't play with that many people, I certainly respect that aspect. While I certainly don't use this vehicle a lot, it's still pretty fun to use, and I think the revamp back in July really improved it. Then we have the Trailblazer. I feel like this is one of the more forgotten Jailbreak vehicles. I don't see many people use it, and it's generally not talked about much. It's pretty solid stats wise, it goes pretty fast. However, I'm not the biggest fan of it as it's a little too bouncy for my liking. I don't go off-road much anyways, and even when I'm on the road, this vehicle bounces too much for me to enjoy it. However, it does look really cool and it has a really good speed, so this vehicle is not terrible by any means, just not my favorite. Then we have the drone. Stats wise, this is an excellent vehicle, and it's easy to see why this is probably the most popular 1 million vehicle right now. It's small, hard to shoot down, and pretty fast. However, it's never really been my favorite for a few reasons. For one thing, the hover height can be annoying at times. The lack of a rope is really annoying to me as I can't use this to rob the cargo ship, and I really hate the look of this vehicle. I think it's probably one of the ugliest vehicles in the game. The design just makes no sense whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense at all how this thing would fly, and the overall shape of the vehicle just doesn't look good. However, putting looks aside, this is definitely a really good vehicle, so I understand why it's really loved. Then we have the Jet. The Jet is really fast. It goes like 212 miles per hour, which is the fastest any flying vehicle is, and it's also one of the fastest vehicles in general. I really love the heat-seeking missiles. Dogfighting is so much fun with this vehicle. I really like the new controls as well. This vehicle is so much easier to use now that you can just press A and D to steer it. And the revamp in design is also really good in my opinion. However, this vehicle is a bit hard to fit in some places, especially when I'm doing power plant runs or robbing the museum. It can be a little hard to control sometimes. And this is a nitpick, but I really wish that the landing gear would retract when the Jet is flying. However, putting those aside, the Jet is still a really good vehicle and I love it a lot. Then we have the Army Heli. This vehicle has always been one of my favorites ever since I started playing the game. It's a great vehicle for teams as it seats 8 people and it has really good stats for a flying vehicle. And in general, it's pretty easy to control. Back in the day, you basically beat the game when you bought this vehicle, and that's true to some extent, though the drone probably is better in that regard. However, one reason I preferred this vehicle to the drone is because the rope allows me to rob the cargo ship, which gives a ton of money. Also, I really like the look of this vehicle. UFED did an excellent job creating a revamped version of the Black Hawk. I do wish there was a way to toggle the doors to make them close, but even without that feature, I think this vehicle is still really cool. Overall, this vehicle has been one of my favorites for years, and it still continues to be one of the best in my opinion. For our penultimate vehicle, we have the Volt Bike. Now, I used to be pretty infamous for hating the OG version. Luckily, this vehicle got revamped a year ago, and this made it one of the best vehicles in my opinion. It accelerates really fast and it's really easy to control, making this one of my favorite vehicles to use as a criminal. It also looks really nice as well, and I like the trail a lot. This is definitely my most used vehicle in the game, and that's just because I find this vehicle really fun and easy to use. But easily coming in first place is the concept car. This vehicle is the absolute best of jailbreak vehicle standards. Not only does it look really cool, but it also seats 4 people, making this a good vehicle for teams. I usually play with groups of like 2 to 4 players, so I find the extra seats in this vehicle really helpful. It also has fantastic acceleration, which is something I always look for in a jailbreak vehicle, and it has an amazing top speed as it goes over 300 miles per hour. Overall, this vehicle is just fantastic and one of the best jailbreak vehicles in the entire game. And that's gonna wrap up my refreshed ranking of the Jailbreak 1 million vehicles. What do you think? Which one is your favorite? Which one is your least favorite? Make sure to tell me all your thoughts down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more jailbreak content, please make sure to like and subscribe. Also consider joining my Roblox group linked in the description below, and if you're over 13, follow me on Twitter and join my Discord server. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching and have a good day.